What's up, badass Black Desert Mobile fans? In today's video, I'm going to be covering the beginner's guide to the newly released Grand Desert. I'm going to be covering the temple info, exploration log, quest and repeatable quests, the world map, CP requirements, your runes, the appraiser, excavation, offerings, and more. Before I get into that, if this is your first time in my channel, be sure to check out the description down below for additional badass Black Desert Mobile content. You won't be disappointed. And with that being said, let's dive right in. The Grand Desert is a huge open world map with 16 locations. Most of these locations have quests. Some of them have repeatable quests. There is also some secret hidden quests that you need to complete in order to unlock specific temples and dungeons. I am going to cover them in detail. Up first, we're going to cover the world map. Like I said, there is 16 different locations. As far as combat power for these locations, it goes from anywhere from the starting location at 5,800 CP all the way up to, it looks like about 28,915 CP. Obviously, nobody's even close to that CP yet. The highest I've seen is 18,800. So some of these areas, the quests are not going to be able to be complete. I know for myself, I was unable to complete some of these areas like the Desert Fogan Guards or even the Desert Naga. You can complete and kill some of the Desert Naga quests that you have in the lower areas, and they do work, as well as the Sand Spirit areas. They do count towards some of the higher locations. As far as the individual locations, you can click on them and see the CP requirement as well as the knowledge for each. So if you click on them, you can see the knowledge which you need for each of the locations, as well as the loot that drops from killing the mobs. So at this location, I still need to kill the Keylop to obtain that knowledge. If I was to go into the higher level areas, obviously I'm unable to kill most of these, so I don't have a lot of this knowledge complete. And you can see the rewards in the higher level locations do get better as well. So as you can see here, some of the rewards do also drop letters. You can do 3 of these letter quests per day, as it says right here. These are items triggered, or they are triggered by items, which are these right here. Once you open them up, it does give you, sometimes it's a hidden quest, sometimes it's just defeat enemy quests, but they do also offer rewards. These rewards can be turned into appraisers in town, which I will go over in a little bit. If on the right, if you'll notice, there's a couple different options here. There's your knowledge, which I just covered. You can't actually get to anything while here. Underneath that is the sandstorm. The sandstorm repeats or refreshes most of the content in this area every month. The reason it says 8 days left is because we did just receive this content, and therefore it will reset at the end of the month. And then you'll be able to redo the temples, any of the side quests, repeatable quests, anything like that. There is also this tab right here. And there's 2 different options here. There's the exploration log and the temple info. The exploration log is just stuff that you're going to want to complete, like excavating, doing your temples, defeating Leighton, killing mobs. As you do these and complete these, it does help you progress to get the rewards at the top. The higher the tier, the better the rewards. As you can see right here, I'm going to get 3,000 of the Idana's coins and then 4 of these ancient hearts, which I can trade into appraiser and get some rewards for. So you definitely want to make sure you try to go in here. I've only been in the Great Desert today. I didn't get a chance to go in yesterday, and I did get over half of it done already, so it's pretty simple to do. You just got to make sure whenever you see an excavation site, which I'll show you, you run up to those and complete those. As far as the temple info, this does reset every month. These are unlocked through hidden quests that you do have to find throughout the area. The first one, the tier 1, the temples, the tier 1, you can just do those standard without finding hidden quests. In order to unlock the other areas, you do need to find hidden quests, and then you can complete those. There's a couple different dungeons. There's like 4 or 5 different dungeons. Each one of them, you have to do something different. Sometimes it's like you have to stand in the middle and kill mobs as they rush towards you. Sometimes you have to kill a boss. Sometimes you have to collect resources. It does vary. They do get difficult the higher they are, and the rewards do become more bountiful as well. There is 2 different tabs at the bottom right. There is a zone tab and a monster tab. And if you notice, they do change locations as you click on them. The zone tab offers teleportation places where you can either quick travel to or teleport to, fast travel or teleport to. In order to get those, you do have to find each of the locations on the map and unlock the broken altars in each of those locations. The broken altars on the mini map look like this little tab right here, look like the circle right up here. So if you see those on the mini map, you just got to run up towards them and it will unlock that specific location, and then you can either fast travel to them or quickly travel to them on foot, whichever the option gives you. So that's for zones. There is 16 different zones. Monsters, it does change. You can see right there. These, you can't fast travel to the mobs. It just shows you where they're at in relative to, you know, the map, because they are not in the same location as the zones themselves. On the bottom left of the map, you're going to see two options. You're going to see Layton and the Great Desert's main drops. The main drops here are going to be runes, as well as items that can be traded in to the appraisers. Sometimes you will get these mini quests or objects that you can turn in for mini quests like I showed you. And then lastly is Idana's coins. Idana's coins can be used at Black Rock shrines, which do occasionally appear, not occasionally, but sometimes appear after defeating Layton. I know a lot of people are wondering when Layton appears, and there is no specific time from what I've seen. I do believe he appeared twice today. I did get a chance to fight him and then get the rewards after, and I will show you what that looks like here in a second. As far as drops go for him, you're going to notice that he does have the opportunity to drop Eternal Shoes, as well as the Thunder God Shoes. And one thing I want you to focus on with these Thunder God Shoes is they actually have a negative crit chance, but a 10% movement speed increase. So these boots are specifically made for the desert, because you do, while you're walking around in the desert, you do receive a movement speed debuff, and you do want to complete quests. The main storyline quest, once you enter the desert, does have you complete up until where you can get a camel. The camel, you do want to make sure you ride as often as possible. That way you're moving around the Great Desert quickly, because you do receive that movement debuff. These boots do have 3 slots as well, but again, I probably wouldn't use these except for when you're in the Great Desert for movement. It does also have the chance to drop these Idan's coins, some other appraisal goodies that you can trade in, as well as runes. There is no specific time when he comes. He will show up on the mini map. He will also show up on this your map outside. Even if you're in Elion or Hadum's realm, he will show up over here and give you the opportunity to travel to him quicker. So I recommend either being a part of your guild's Discord and making sure that when one of you sees him, you ping everybody. That way as many people can get to him as possible to try to get the rewards, because afterwards is when the Black Rock Shrine appears. And in order to do the Black Rock Shrine, you have actually 2 options. You can either roll your Idan's coins there, or you have the opportunity to attack the Black Rock Shrine. And we actually had some members attack the Black Rock Shrine, and they did end up defeating it before all of the rewards were received. I'll show you what that looks like. In the top left of the mini map, you can see Layton. As I approach him, it does give me the opportunity to attack him. There is quite a bit of people here already. There is also one thing to note here is the last person that has the final blow on him actually gets a little bit better rewards than everybody else. So you want to try to obviously have the last blow on Layton himself. Once you kill Layton, you have the opportunity to roll your Idana's coins on the Black Rock Shrine, which does sometimes appear after you kill him. The rewards for the Black Rock Shrine, as you can see, are above, are World Boss Fragments, Chaos Crystals, Force Stones, a lot of Condensed Dark Energy, and Boss Stamps is what I was able to get. Now, as you can see here, we didn't actually receive all the rewards. Somebody actually destroyed the shrine before all the rewards were received, and the person that destroyed the shrine only received 40 of the totem chests. So it doesn't seem like it's very lucrative to destroy the shrine over just simply rolling for the rewards. So I do recommend rolling for the rewards. Purified water is essential in order to be able to farm and do content in the Grand Desert. Purified water does not consume while you're in towns. However, as soon as you leave a town, it does start to use your purified water. You do get 1 purified water per day. It lasts 40 minutes. You can accumulate these. You don't have to use them every day. You can stockpile them until you get 10 hours worth. There's 2 main types of quests in the Grand Desert. There's repeatable quests, which are the circle with an exclamation in the middle, and then there's just the regular exclamation quest. The regular exclamation are a one and done. Sometimes they do trigger a story. There is quite a bit of story quest within the Grand Desert, and as you accept those, you can complete those and it will trigger, and you can continue to do the rest of the storyline quest. Otherwise, there is just a repeatable quest, which is typically just kill a certain amount of mobs. A lot of the material that you receive while inside the Grand Desert has to be appraised. That's the only way to get any value from it. And you will find the appraisers in most of the towns. If you walk up to them, you can click on them and it will give you the option to appraise your items. Once you appraise the items, it usually gives you mostly runes as well as Idana's coins. Idana's coins can be used at the Black Rock Shrine like I showed you earlier, and runes I will cover in just a moment. Up next, we're going to talk about offerings and excavation. Offerings can be found on the minimap in the top left with the purple icon. You can also find them in the middle bottom of your screen. It does have the arrow pointing towards them. Both excavation and offerings use stamina. Both of them offer rewards that you can use to trade at the appraiser. The offerings also gives light stones. The excavation and offerings do both give Idana's coins. Excavations do not show up in the top left of the mini-map. However, if as you're riding around on your mount, you can see them and it will point you in the right direction in the bottom with your arrow. They both do use stamina. I do recommend trying to complete those as much as possible. Excavation is needed to complete for some knowledge and for some additional unlock items that you will need for your excavation log, so I do recommend doing both of them as much as possible. There was also a new collection released with the Grand Desert. To see this, you go to your collection tab and it is called Endless Desert. There is a lot of great rewards in here, and I do know a lot of people didn't realize this, so you do want to make sure a lot of the stuff that you have to appraise does also have to get added to your collection. So I recommend before you appraise any of your items, you add all your stuff to your collections. That way you can try to take advantage of some of the awesome rewards that they do have in here, such as essence, crystal pouches, fortune scrolls, which are great for increased drop rates, horse emblem tier 7, totem chest. There's just a lot of goodies in here, so you want to make sure you complete your collection for the Grand Desert. The last thing that we have to cover is runes. Runes offer stats that help increase your character strength and your family combat power. To get to your runes, you go to your overview tab and in the black spirit tab. You will see them at the bottom. There is two tabs. There's equip runes and fuse runes. The first one we're going to talk about is fuse runes. If you click on that option, you're going to see two different tabs at the top right. You're going to have Elion's runes and Hadum runes. There is two different tabs in the equip runes section we will cover in a moment. Now, in order to fuse runes, you do have to have 5 runes of the same grade, and they have to be either all Elion or all Hadum. So I have all Elion right here, and I do have a bunch of green ones. Now, it's not guaranteed that when you combine these that you're going to get a better rune. Sometimes when you combine them, you still get a blue rune or a green rune. In this case, I did get a blue one. Sometimes when you combine them, you do get the same grade. The next tab we have is Equip Runes. If you go to Equip Runes, on the left is your Elion's runes, and on the right is your Hadum runes. And one thing I want you to focus on is the symbols within each rune. All the runes on the right here have symbols on them, and they only go into a specific spot. So if you notice, I have this rune right here. Now, I already have this rune equipped. It has the same symbol. This rune with that symbol can only go in that symbol slot. And the same is true for, the other runes. So for example, this one right here, that can only go in the same spot of that one. Same with this one right here. It can only go into the same top one. Now, this purple one is the same, it takes the same slot, but it's a lower grade, so we're not going to want to equip that. So you want to make sure you focus on getting all of your runes equipped. So like this one right here, it increases your branch damage, AAL. You can actually equip that and it'll take it this slot. Each different rune tab has stats to it. So for example, the top left one is giving me PvP damage dealt, PvP damage received, branch damage, max AAL, tier 5 pet skill level increase by 4%. If you click on the view more rune stats at the bottom, you will see the different stats that each rune can get. So for example, like I just explained, the Elion's runes are given war, so your PvP will, branch damage options. So this one could be any of the 4 branch damages, and then this is going to be your pet skill. This is going to be your AP and then your DP. This is going to be MP and then experience. So Hadum runes are going to give more CP and experience, whereas Elion's runes are going to give PvP, some branch damages, and T5 skills. So you really want to focus on getting runes in every slot. You want to focus on getting better runes for each slot because they're going to increase your character strength in overall. There is also resonances. And resonances increase your combat power by +5 for each increase in resonance. In order to increase your resonance, you need to fill each slot with a specific grade. So resonance number 1 means you need to fill all of your rune slots with at least white runes, and then you're going to get a +5 AP and DP if you notice in the bottom down here. If you increase that to all green, you're going to get 10 AP and DP, and that means all slots have to have at least green runes in them. And the same is true for blue, purple, and then at least epic, 4 epic, yellow, and then 4 purple gives you 37 and 37. So that's 74 CP if you had 4 purple and 4 yellow runes. And then if you have all yellow runes and above, you're getting 90 CP. So there is a resonance tied to that as well, which gives you overall combat power, AP, and DP that you do want to focus on. So you definitely want to make sure you get all of your goods. You want to appraise them, then you want to try to fuse them for the better runes, and then equip the best ones that you have. That covers everything for the Grand Desert Beginner's Guide. I do believe I covered everything. I did also create this all on my live stream over on Twitch. You can find me at Twitch on LegitMMobile. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you've enjoyed the video and you've learned something, be sure to smash that like button on the way out. If you're new to my channel, you should definitely be subscribing. And with that being said, I will see you next time.